As a traveler, regardless how much money I earn in my life, I always try to travel in a certain budget. When I was younger, when I was a student, this budget was close to $0. Sometimes in a day it was $0, sometimes it was 5, but I don't think it was ever more than 5. Right now, because I can earn pretty okay money, I limit myself to $20. This might be a lot for many of you, and that's okay, because I also know the times that I have spent less. So in this speech, I would like to talk to you about how do I travel on a budget. Right now, as I said, my daily budget during my travels is $20 because that's more or less the money that I'm spending at home in Istanbul. If I go and eat outside, if I socialize, etc., etc. When I travel, I could do much lower than that. But I don't want to travel on a very, very low budget because I earn money, so I'd like to spend it as well. But if I do not control my budget every day, if I do $30 one day, $50 another day, then in 3 months that will accumulate to a lot. But $20 per day, that is $600 per month. And if I travel for 3 months, it's $1,800 per 3 months. So it's not too much for a person that does my job. And I will tell you how I divide that money. Generally, I don't pay money for accommodation because I use the website Couchsurfing, where you can host travelers and you can also be hosted by travelers. I will make another video about Couchsurfing, which I will talk in detail, but if you're curious about it, you can check couchsurfing.com. So when I'm hosted by travelers in their cities, then I spend $0 for accommodation. Only sometimes I buy a bottle of wine or a little gift to them, but I don't consider that as an expense. It's just something that I would do for a friend as well. And apart from that, my daily food budget is around $5 to $10. If I'm at a cheap country like Uzbekistan, generally I eat out because every meal is around 1, 2, 3, maximum if I really want luxury, $5. So that's okay. But if I'm in an expensive place like Miami, what I do generally, first day I go to the shopping mall. For example, if I'm in the US, I go to Target and I shop for 20-30 USD, and that would be enough for me for 3-4 days. I buy eggs, salami, cheese, bread, and some necessary stuff. So I can do breakfast every morning and I can do some sandwiches for the afternoon, and in the evenings I can come back home and cook some pasta, some bacons, whatever. So that's, let's say that's also $5. So that's the first $5 of my day, right? And during the day, sometimes I take the bus, I have to take the taxi, etc., etc., if it's not a very small city. And that also generally takes around $3, $4, $5 if I'm in an expensive city. And the rest $10 I basically spend for my buses if I go to another city. So generally a bus ride costs from $5 to $20. So if I stay in a city for 3 days and if I save $5 from each day, then I have one bus ticket that I can buy. So that's how I calculate it. And the other 5 USD is basically for my pleasure. I like to go out for a beer, I like to drink coffee and a nice coffee, and that's why I'm spending around 20 USD. As you can see, I could have spent much less. When I was a student, generally I was there for European Union funded projects, so I didn't have to pay anything from my own pocket. We had accommodation covered, we had food covered, and basically that was it. The rest is just for leisure. Sometimes I used to buy one beer or that's it. But I also know travelers that are around my age right now that are spending close to $0 during their day. And how they do that is, well, they use couchsurfing to sleep at somebody's house or for accommodation. And for transportation, they hitchhike almost everywhere in the world. If you're prepared and if you're a bit experienced about hitchhiking, you can actually hitchhike safely and securely. I don't hitchhike because I like to go to a place at a designated time, because I also work while I travel. So this is my trade-off. And for food, they sometimes do very basic market shopping, or some people that I know, they just go to a restaurant or patisserie about the closing time of that place, and they ask, if you're going to throw away any food, I'd like to take it instead of it going to the trash. And I was surprised to know that a lot of people got days of food from these places because they were going to throw it to the trash anyways. So there are ways to travel close to $0. You can also carry your tent around. If the weather is not too bad, you can sleep outside in the tent. And as I said, for food, you can go to these restaurants at the closing times. I know people that enter the McDonald's and grab the half-eaten hamburgers, which was going to go to trash anyway. So there are different ways, right? And for transportation, a lot of people hitchhike. But for me, as I said, I allocate a 20 USD budget per day. Sometimes I don't exceed it. Sometimes if I really want something to do, like if I want to go to a nice museum, or if I want to visit an attraction, or if I want to experience something, I pay for that as well. But generally it doesn't exceed 20 USD, which $0 go to accommodation thanks to couchsurfing, $5 go to transportation, basically $5 go to market shopping, and the other $5 to $10 goes to some place that I want to visit, or an experience that I want to do, or a beer that I want to drink. So yeah, that is how I prefer to travel. And of course, another topic is how do I earn money while I travel? But I will keep that for another video and I will share it with you with pleasure. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, if you're a traveler yourself, you can also write your experience on what budget do you allocate and how do you sustain that budget. I would love to hear it. Thank you very much and have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.